be learning about how do you improve the Power BI performance programmatically. So if you look at this is a very simple and sample dashboard called Zomato. We are going to learn how to improve the performance of Power BI dashboard. Now we are not using a regular performance analyzer or DAX Studio or anything else to do this performance analysis. We're going to do this much more advanced way of doing a performance optimization. So how do we do this entire performance optimization? Before we get started, I'm just quickly going to workspace settings, and if you go and check the system storage, I'm seeing the semantic model size for my dashboard is 14 MB, but this is a compressed size. I want to know actual semantic model size. So performance optimization or doing a performance analysis is very important, because over a period of time your dashboard or report size will grow and you will be ended up in getting a slow performance, and it will be difficult to manage your Power BI reports and dashboard. Now how do we do this performance analysis, or how do we have a mechanism to run a best practice analyzer so that we know what part of this performance we are missing in our report, right? So to do this, I'm going to quickly jump on to my notebook. So I have created a notebook and we are using Python script in order to run this entire performance analysis programmatically. In this example, I'm just running it for one specific report, but we can modify this entire Python script to run for all the Power BI reports, which is available either in a single workspace, multiple workspace, or entire tenant of your Power BI organization, right? So what is the first thing we are going to do? We are using a library called Semantic Links. So I'm just installing the Semantic Links. So let me go ahead and run this. And you can see that my Semantic Links library is getting installed and it has been completed successfully. And next we are going to import this library and we are going to give a meaningful name. So we'll go ahead and run this. So this will go ahead and import the relevant libraries needed from Semantic Link Labs. And next thing is, there is a concept called best practice analyzer. So what this will do, there are a built-in set of rules already configured, and we are going to run all those rules. There will be around 20 to 30 rules which will be run or executed to your semantic model. So and it will create a report out of you. How do we do this? So first we are going to import our library. We have to specify either the dataset name or workspace name. So in order to get the dataset ID or name, all you need to do is whenever you go to your workspace, in the URL what you see here after groups is called the workspace ID. Similarly, if I go to my semantic model and click on it, if you see next to them after the modeling part, whatever is available here is called as a dataset ID. So I have added that. And then I'm just calling a particular model called run model underscore BPA and just passing the parameters, which is dataset ID and workspace ID. So let's go ahead and run this. Now the moment it started running, it is running all the 20 to 25 rules under different categories for this specific semantic model. With this, you'll come to know which particular area your semantic model is failing and how should you improve this. Depending upon the model size, this will take a little bit of more time. If your model size or your semantic model is less, then it will run within less than 10 seconds. And now since you can see it took approximately 27 seconds and it has created a really beautiful report, and it has divided this report into different categories. Let me click on performance. See, now when I click on performance, there are 263 violations, which means in my semantic model there are 263 rules which I am not following, the best practices which I am not following. For an example, let me just scroll this down, and if I scroll, this is one which I am not following is avoid using calculated columns. You can see there is a local temp date table which is getting created, and it's happening because there are multiple date fields. Similarly, you can see check if bidirectional or many-to-many relationships are valid. Maybe my Power BI developer has created many-to-many relationships in Power BI and it is not a best practice. And it is also saying consider using a star schema instead of using snowflake architecture. It is suggesting me to use star schema. And also you can see the date and calendar table should be marked as date table. This is a very important best practice and it is missing in this particular Power BI report. Do not use floating data points. So like this, there are a lot of rules, and you can see this is the most important one. Remove auto date table. And if you do and apply this best practice, you can bring down your semantic model by 70%, right? So these are the rules which it is not following in our semantic model. So let me just scroll down, and similar to this DAX expressions, there are like different categories under maintenance and under formatting as well as DAX expressions. So these are the rules which it is not following. So hope this is an informational video. This is how we run best practice analyzer to improve your Power BI dashboard performance. And similarly, when we also want to know what is the semantic model size, remember I said when you go to workspace settings, basically the workspace setting, the value which it is showing under system storage for Zomato, the size is 14 MB. This is a compressed size. This is not the true size of your semantic model. And we also have that option available. The method name is get semantic model size, and let me go ahead and run this. You can pass that same dataset ID and workspace ID, and you can see this is the value. So this is currently in bytes. You can convert this into megabytes. So the semantic model size, if I convert this, let me go to Control C. I'll just quickly convert this from bytes to MB, right? And let me paste the value here. So if you look at it, basically the value is around 47 MB, right? So that is the value, actual value of my semantic model. So in case if you are interested in getting this particular script, the Python script which I am using, please comment Fabric, and in the video I'm going to share this. This is just one example of how Visionis Academy will help people learn data analytics. We just don't teach people about how to create charts and reports. We basically make them, unique and make them niche in data analytics market, so that you become some of the unique person who knows 360-degree part of data analytics. So if you want to know more, I'm going to put the Visionis Academy website in the description of this video. Feel free to connect over there, and feel free to let us know if you want to have any discussion around this. Thank you. Have a nice day.